Yeah, how did you start with the hip hop blocks and stuff like that, man? That's
Yeah,
monumental what you're doing.
yeah. Let's talk about that.
Hip Hop Boulevard.
Boulevard, yeah, pardon me.
Man, that's a story. So there was this guy that was trying to do it for 6 years.
Mm.
He went to everybody. And then he met one of my boys and they were talking. And my boy said, well, man, you need to call Al Pizarro. So my boy, he did a Latin music. He said, this guy's about hip hop and all that stuff. Let me call him up. I met with him. We talked. I said, okay, what do you need me to do? He told me that's what I need done. I called my son. We got it done in 2 days. And then after that, he just, he says, well, I need to do this. Go to the community board to tell them about hip hop and all that. I said, okay, cool. Let's do that. So I called Tony Tone from the Cold Crush Brothers. And I said, we're going to do this thing with this guy. Let's see what happens. 2 years later, it gets signed into legislation. And I'm at City Hall and it's signed into law. Hip Hop Boulevard.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
That's history right there, yo.
Yeah.
Word up.
I told them that you was on hand for the big pun naming of the.
Yeah, that was another big thing because that was 20 years that nobody wanted to give this guy the credit. And somebody finally went through all the paperwork and said he's due his credit. And then they called me and they said, Al, we need you to, hook this thing up and have the right people there and all that. And we handle all that stuff. And, it turned out to be a beautiful event.
So, Al, you mean to tell me it was resistance with people giving Big Pun his crown? I mean, because people say flowers, but, flowers go for the dead, even though Pun is dead. But, I like to give kings their crowns.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want it to happen. Like, they didn't want Hip Hop Boulevard to happen.
Wow.
Okay? But I'm telling you, I had a fight to convince people. I had a fight to convince people.
Why so much resistance?
Hip hop, the history, the image.
Damn.
They don't want to give us our props, man. They said Kanye was crazy. Now all of a sudden, everybody's saying he a genius now.
True.
So you got to really understand that even though this is a multi-billion-dollar business, how many people are benefiting from it that are the founders and creators?
So basically, they want us to stay in our lane.
That's it. So the same thing pretty much with the Hip Hop Museum. We're finally getting that. You think it's the same way or something else?
I don't want to get in their business because it's not my business, but I'm gonna tell you what I feel. If they went and they said we're gonna start a hip hop museum in the Bronx, automatically I thought Dr. Dre, Jay-Z, Will Smith, all these guys should have been. Here's the money. It's done. My opinion.
I agree, and
that's real.
I feel the same way with Video Music Box.
Ralph McDaniels.
Yeah, I feel like all the artists you name, and then some. Why Video Music Box don't have a award show? It was the first video show. Ralph McDaniels is the blueprint for
the blueprint.
But you got to understand that we are the creators. We create because when you don't have no money, you make up ways. And then people that have money, they take and they monopolize on that and build on it. Yeah, Ralph was doing that. I was rolling with Ralph from the very beginning. And yeah, they took an idea and they blew it up and making money from it till this day. But the good thing about Ralph, me and him were talking 3 weeks ago. He has his content. He has his catalog.
Facts.
So he knows he's sitting on a gold mine. Matter of fact, he's doing something new right now.
Yeah, he's doing a documentary, I believe.
Yeah.
On his life or maybe his show. I don't know.
Right. He's doing something right now. Yeah. So he didn't sleep on it. And I'm proud of him that he didn't sleep on it.
Yeah. Salute to Uncle Ralph.
Yeah.
DVD, he called it a classic. I did a DVD called Outside of Hot 97, aka 95 Hudson. And it's a wild DVD. And Uncle Ralph pulled me to the side and said, yo, you know your DVD is a classic. And that's coming from, you know, the pioneer.
Word.
Like he's somebody that inspired me, you know, watching Video Music Box as a kid, 330, channel 31, running in the house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To watch Video Music Box. So salute to Ralph McDaniels.
Word.
We giving him his crown. You digging him?
He's doing a Nas documentary too, I think. Yeah. I think it's the last time when I spoke to him, he said he's doing a Nas joint in a few years.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Salute.
So I'll tell you something else. I'll tell you something else that I was able to do. I had noticed when I was running the record pool that certain records would go into certain record pools. So if you were a white pool, pop, dance music, they were sending you all the joints. And if you were urban or a black pool, they would send you certain joints. So I organized all the black pools in the country, and we did a chart listing called the Urban Tip, which forced record companies, if they gave me a record, to give it to Foot in LA and to give it to Eardrum in DC and give it to James in the Carolina and stuff like that. So because I saw that there was even in the business it was cliquish. You know, there's prejudice everywhere.
Yes, sir.
You know? So, but even in the music, bro, or the Off the Wall soundtrack when they came out with that joint, they didn't give it to none of the black record pools.
Wow.
How do you not give that album to the black man? They gave it to all the white pools, and we had to do a big thing. We're gonna burn all the Michael Jackson records and all that stuff. I had all the DJs bring the records in and all that, and we were gonna burn and everything. And we always said, "You're not giving it to us. You're bringing all your records, everybody." And then we had a big meeting at the club, and the vice president of promotion of Epic Records came, and he just went there and said, "Yo, I can't do this and let's settle this." I said, "Bro, tell me what you're gonna do." We were on that label for every single thing from that point on. Wow. Now, I've always been a fighter for those things that I believe are right. So don't push me, but I'm gonna push back.
That's what's up. That's an ill story.
Go ahead, Rick.
No, I'm just saying that's an ill story. Like Al just told, because he made a stance. Him and his team made a stance, and y'all made what was that? Sony, right?
Yeah, that was Epic at the time. Yeah.
Well, Epic, Sony, the same thing. Yeah, Epic. Y'all made Epic respect your stance.
Yeah.
And I want to salute you on that.
Thank you. Well, the same thing. It's the same thing with Hip Hop Blvd now. Look, we changed the name. We changed the name of the street for everybody in hip hop. I didn't change it for me. I changed it for everybody for hip hop because what needed to be done. Hip hop had no legitimate anything. Period. For how many years?
Facts.
So when this guy came to me and all that stuff, and he wasn't giving me any money, he didn't say, "Here, I'll pay you this," or nothing like that. I'm doing this because I saw the necessity. It needed to be done. So when it got done, it was like now everybody can platform.
Yeah. And we got some surprises coming up.